Hello again, Julian here from Ecom. Great to have you back. This is the last video I really want to do for now to explain, what I'm doing. So you can sort of figure out if you want to have a chat with me and we can work together, or I can help point you in the right direction. If you want to build, a real business for the long term within e-commerce, if you're not wanting to do that, then this is irrelevant. If you just want to sell t-shirts on Shopify for dog owners, we'll go for it. And that's just a sales channel, right? Like we'll do that stuff too, but it's just a strategy within a much bigger picture and a bigger framework for the business. Okay, so last time we spoke, we were looking at the Launchpad, and this is basically the foundation of the Ecom Launchpad, the Master Launchpad, I think I called it. So you got the three. If you remember, there's three levels or three phases where you build the foundation, build authority and syndicate it, and then you promote to accelerate the business. So there's 9 main sections, and there's a lot more to each section than these 3 things, but I've just put the 3 highlights in there to give you some sort of idea of what we're talking about. Okay. Now what I'm doing is actually showing you the process, the phases that we go through to get you up and running. All right. And I'll explain a little bit of these as we go through, but this is specifically what we do to get you up and running within 90 days. Now, I know you can go and put a Shopify store up today if you have any idea about that, but there's a lot more to it in terms of customization, making sure it converts, using the right theme, using the right apps, and the expense that's involved in that, and working out where you're going to get your products from and how you're going to sell them. You're going to use AliExpress, you're going to use Overlay, you're going to sell from suppliers around the world, you're going to use private label, you're going to drop ship. I mean, there's all these questions that you've got to ask and work out what's right for you. All right, so I'm making the assumption now that you're kind of interested in what I'm up to, and you can obviously do something similar to this yourself if you want to, but there's some advanced things that we do that you're just not going to get anywhere else right now. So there's 4 phases. Let's just go through these phases and I'll explain things as we go through. So you've got the planning phase, the building phase here, you've got the launch phase, and then you've got the scaling phase. The first part, in the first couple of weeks, we've just got to plan and research and get a collection of data that you can hand into us, so we can then do the drill process. And the drill process is basically taking the market that you're interested in and seeing what has commercial intent and who's winning the war at the moment. So where's the traffic going? Is there enough volume, competition and activity there to make money? What are the competitors doing? How are they selling? What products are they selling? Is there a good variety of products? Are there a good mix of price points? Are there tangent markets? Can we sell in multiple countries, locations, whatever? There's tons of things to consider there, and we then put it into a blueprint. So the blueprint's basically going to give you an overview of the market, your competition, the products, what's going on. We're also going to say, these are the verticals that we really like, this is the return on investment, and roughly how long we think it's going to take to dominate that market. So you get specific data with profit reports telling you how much money we can make on a conservative basis, and what your competitors are doing, and how we are going to beat the competitors and dominate them. So that's the planning phase, where you end up with a blueprint. That's the benchmark to measure from. Then we move into the building phase. Now the building phase is an absolute pain in the neck if you've tried to do it yourself, because what we're trying to do here is build the web ring system. So you're not just putting up a store and running traffic to it and just wholly and solely relying on your ability to find hot products and run good targeted traffic to it. What we're doing here is we're building an empire, we're building a network. Okay, so it's a solid foundation and it's a web ring system. So the first level of a web ring system is all your branded assets. So we're building out a product store. It's going to be a mega store. It's not going to be some little piddly niche site. It's definitely going to be a niche focus to start off with, but you're going to have everything in it, right? So we're building a big authority store. and we want to position the products correctly to the right kinds of people, where we talk to them in the blog about their problems and their issues, and lead them back to the store to buy either our products or services or our digital courses or whatever it is we're trying to sell as a solution to their problems. This phase here is extremely problematic if you don't know what you're doing, because most people just build a store and try and flog products through paid traffic. There's a hell of a lot more to it than that. So the product positioning itself is quite a process, and certainly creating the right kind of blog content and the right kind of store content. It's not a matter of just whacking up a 500 word article and crossing your fingers. Okay, so this is extremely well thought out. The planning and the build phase, really well thought out. This is going to take us probably 6 or 8 weeks, depending on how well you do here. So in the first couple of weeks, you'll be busy in the first 2 weeks. But once we get to this phase and this phase, this sort of 6-week period here, you can start learning about what you're going to do when you launch. Okay? And optimization and other kinds of things. But this bit here, from the drill process through to actually having everything built out, is a 6-week process. That's a 2-week process if you do it the way we tell you. Where people get stuck is overthinking things, doing things that I haven't asked them to do. Don't do anything more than what I ask you to do in this, and you'll be up and running in 6 or 8 weeks. Okay, so during this time here, you'll get some one-on-one help, either from myself or one of the staff. You're given a dedicated customer service staff member to help you out. Okay, so I want to make sure that this is very personalized and you get lots of support to get you through all this. And really, there's not a lot to get through. The green boxes here are where you are actually going to do stuff. So the data submission, the product positioning, you're going to learn about that, but we do that as well with you. And then the launch process. So I really just want you focusing on marketing, analyzing it, and optimizing it. They're the 3 main bits here. How to split test, how to track and measure, all that, right? So once you get to the stage where it goes live, we're going to test it first, and then we're going to hand it over to you. So as long as you're all paid up, we're going to hand over the complete business. We're going to have everything put into a systems hub for you, so that you have all your documents, all your resources, all your logins, all the things that you need to do are inside this systems hub. We're going to use Google Drive to start off with, and then we're going to move on to our own platform that we're developing. Okay, so this is extremely well thought out. I hope you can see that. To make it well organized and professional, so that you can then eventually sell this to someone, because it's got such value. I can tell you now, from this point here, before you even launch, you have something that's worth at least $20,000 or $30,000, at least, because of the research that's gone into it, because of the way we've structured the architecture of the content. It's been tested. Even down to the hosting. It's like there's certain things you need to do for just basic hosting and email marketing and all that kind of thing. It's like everything's been thought through, and it's extremely high value to someone who knows what they're doing. They'll look at this and go, "Oh my God, you've done all that. I don't have to think about that," right? Then if you start doing the launch properly and you start getting traffic, then it's worth even more. You can probably double it again in terms of value. But obviously we don't want to do that straight away. We want to build cash flow and a real business that we can sell in a few years' time for a lot more money. So this 10th thing here, we're looking at how we scale, and it's really like we're launching. The launch process is a 30-day process. So from an organic perspective, we've got to incubate the architecture. So we've just got to let it sit there and see whether we get some traction, number one. And number two, to see if the search engines have a problem with the content, so we can fix it. So we're going to have someone debug this over the first 30 days. So when we get to the end of the 30 days, we're going to have a look at it, do an SEO audit of the website, and make sure everything's good. So we've handed it over, but we're still supporting it over the next 30 days. Then you're going to learn how to analyze and optimize the data. Okay, so using Google Analytics and other website metric tools like Kissmetrics or whatever. There's a lot out there, webmaster tools. Okay, so we're going to learn how to run the business properly over the course of the next 12 months. I really want you focusing on your marketing and your management. So your cash flow management and making sure that customer service is at a high level, good standard, that kind of thing. So we'll be doing a lot of marketing and a lot of business management. That's really where I want to focus. So, and this analytics and optimization is where you manage it and how you grow your team. And eventually, you're just going to get a report saying what's going on as opposed to you having to work in it. All right? So that's the process that we take people through. If you like the sound of this, you're on my list. The only reason you're watching this is because you're on my list or you're already in the program, right? Just book in for a 15-minute conversation with me. If you want to build a good solid e-commerce brand over the next couple of years, this program is for you. Once I've filled the spots, I'm taking 15 or 20 maximum by the end of November 2017. Might take in a couple more early in the new year, but I don't think so. Once I've got to 20, that'll be it. Because then we'll have about 40 people in the group. I think anything more than that is going to be really difficult. We're going to do more group coaching during the year, but when you're going through your setup, myself and other people are going to need to sort of be helping you one-on-one get through this first couple of weeks especially, and just get things done properly so then you can launch and then you've got control of your business, right? So I think any more than another 20 is going to be a bit hard. So by all means, book in for an appointment. It's not a sales call. It's really just to see if we're a good fit and point you in the right direction one way or another. And if we like each other and think this is going to be a benefit for you and it's the right time, then yeah, we can get stuck in, bring you into the group, and it'll be great to have you on board. So we've got a massive 2018 planned. We are going to master this bitch and nail it. So, I am absolutely hell-bent on making sure that you achieve that. So the worst case scenario for you is that you build out this infrastructure and it's worth 20 or 30,000 and you're not spending that much. So, it's basically a program that a digital marketing agency would charge a company anywhere from 200,000 to, well, just keep going. It's extremely expensive. This is advanced digital marketing. And we're going to bring in some excellent speakers over 2018 to help you build your business and my business. This is what I'm doing for myself. So I think it's another important point is to understand that I'm just bringing people along for the ride here who wanted to do what I was doing. So this is how this is all developed. So if this makes sense and you want to learn more about it, jump on a call, let's have a chat, and look forward to talking to you. Okay, see you soon. Bye.